Break away from comfort from this very moment. You don't need motivation, you need decision. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment to change, you will continue to be the same weak version that you say you want to leave behind. This process is not a game or a trend. It's a direct confrontation with your mind, with your excuses, and with everything that keeps you small. For 7 days, you're going to dismantle what you thought you were and rebuild yourself from scratch. Day after day, practice after practice, you are going to train yourself to master yourself, to regain the control that you gave up to your impulses, to your habits, and to your fears. Each step is designed to make you uncomfortable. There is no transformation without pain, nor strength without discipline. Here we are not looking for fleeting inspiration. We are looking for character. Whoever dares to go through this process does not do it to impress, but to evolve. In the end, you will not be a new person, you will be a real person. More firm, more serene, more master of oneself. Prepare yourself, because this path will not make you shine immediately, but it will make you unbreakable. And when that happens, you will understand that true strength does not scream. It is demonstrated in silence. Want to break your routine? Routine is one of the most elegant ways mediocrity has to hide. It disguises itself as stability, organization, control. But deep down, it often is nothing more than an invisible circle that keeps you trapped in the same old thing. You wake up, do the same things, speak the same way, think the same way, feel the same way, and you end the day with the false sensation that you have progressed. However, you have only survived, and surviving is not the same as living. Each day repeated without intention is a silent surrender to conformity. Breaking the routine does not mean destroying everything you do, but challenging what you do unconsciously. It means breaking the automatisms that keep you asleep. The brain loves repetition because it gives an illusion of security, but that same security is what numbs you. Change does not occur when everything is calm. It occurs when you dare to discomfort yourself, when you choose to act differently, even if you don't feel like it, even if your mind resists. Because behind every discomfort lies an expansion. Start with something simple. Change the time you wake up. Go for a walk without your phone. Train when your body tells you to rest. Make small decisions that force you to be present. Because when you do something different, your mind activates, and that activation brings you back to life. Each act of consciousness is a blow against the monotony that steals your energy. Routine is not broken with grand gestures, but with small choices repeated forcefully. Many confuse discipline with repetition, but they are different things. Repeating without thinking is mechanical habit. Acting with purpose is conscious discipline. True discipline does not make you a slave to what you do, but a master of what you choose. If every day you repeat your movements without purpose, you become a functional robot, efficient but empty. But if every day you consciously choose to follow your purpose, even when you don't feel like it, there you build character. Breaking the routine is challenging inertia, and inertia is powerful. It convinces you that you're okay simply because you're not bad. But that silent mediocrity is what slowly extinguishes your spirit. If you keep doing the same thing, you will remain the same. And if the same you brought you here, don't expect it to take you further. You want to grow, change your movement. You want to change your life, change your rhythm. You want to evolve, change your way of starting the day. Don't wait to feel ready to do it. The mind looks for excuses always. It will tell you that tomorrow is better, that you need energy, that today is not the time. But tomorrow will be the same if today you don't do something different. Motivation does not come before action, it comes after. When you start to move, the impulse will appear. But if you wait for the impulse, you will never start. Breaking the routine also involves facing the fear of losing control. Because changing something, even if it's small, is a reminder that not everything depends on you. And that terrifies. But that's exactly where growth is, in making peace with chaos, in accepting that discomfort also trains you. Every decision that takes you out of your comfort zone will make you stronger, more awake, and more in control of your life. Do it now. not out of emotion, but out of respect for yourself. Change one thing today and watch how the world reacts differently. Because change does not start with big leaps, but with firm steps towards the unknown. Break your routine before your routine breaks you. 2. Master your reactions. Most people are not masters of their lives, but slaves to their temperament. Any word, any gesture, any provocation is enough to unsettle them. A glance wounds them, a comment brings them down, a criticism makes them lose control. And there you see the real fragility, not in the lack of physical strength, but in the inability to control the mind when something does not go as expected. If you do not master your reactions, someone else will master them for you. And when that happens, you stop being free. Mastering your reactions does not mean repressing yourself, but learning to respond with intelligence and not with impulse. It's the art of observing the fire without letting yourself be consumed by it. Because every time you react without thinking, you are giving up power. You are allowing the external to decide how you feel, how you act, and even who you are. Most people live like this, slaves to their anger, their anxiety, their pride. And while they believe they are defending themselves, they are actually losing the control they so desire to have. A strong man or woman is not the one who never gets upset, but the one who, even upset, chooses their response. Learn to breathe before speaking, to observe before judging, and to withdraw before destroying. That is not weakness, it is mastery. If someone provokes you, smile. If they ignore you, move on. If they fail you, learn. Not because you are indifferent, but because you understand that nothing that comes from outside can alter what you decide to keep firm inside. Every difficult situation is a training ground. When someone tries to provoke you, it is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you no longer react the same way. The mind wants to jump, defend itself, justify. But you breathe, observe, and choose. In that instant, you break the pattern and regain power. Intense emotions are energy, and you decide whether to use them to destroy or strengthen. Inner mastery is not built by reading motivational phrases. It is built by facing discomfort without exploding. In every argument, in every moment of frustration, your true progress is measured. Self-control is not something that is obtained once and for all. It is a daily practice. It is learning to remain silent when you know that speaking would only make things worse. It is keeping calm when everyone else is losing their heads. It is maintaining peace while the world is in turmoil. Think about how many times you ruined something by reacting without thinking. How many relationships, opportunities, or days were lost due to a moment of anger, pride, or ego? That's what you're correcting now. You're learning to respond from reason, not from the wound. And when you achieve it, you will be invincible, because no one will be able to manipulate you emotionally. Mastering your reactions is building an invisible shield. It makes you impenetrable, solid, balanced. You no longer react to every provocation because you understand that your energy is sacred and you don't waste it on what's not worth it. People can say what they want, do what they wish, but you maintain your center. And that silent balance, that serenity that does not break for anything, will be the clearest signal that you have awakened. From today, do not allow anything or anyone to decide how you are going to feel. Breathe, observe, and choose. Because every time you master a reaction, you are shaping your character, strengthening your mind, and rising above the crowd. That is the real victory. The one that is won without raising your voice, but with the calm that only comes from knowing yourself. 3. Eliminate your vices. Your vices are not just bad habits. They are invisible chains that make you believe you have control, when in reality you are being controlled. Every time you say, just a little bit, every time you justify yourself with, I deserve it, you're reinforcing the prison that prevents you from moving forward. Vices do not feed on necessity, but on weakness. And as long as you don't face them, you will continue to be a prisoner who walks proudly within his own cell. I'm not just talking about substances, alcohol, or cigarettes. I'm talking about all those escapes you use to avoid facing your life head-on. The excessive use of social media, eating out of anxiety, the empty hours in front of a screen, the excuses you repeat to yourself to avoid taking action. Each of these acts follows the same pattern: momentary anesthesia and prolonged emptiness. Vices are emotional patches that prevent you from truly healing. They take away your clarity, they take away your time, and above all, they take away your power. The problem is not pleasure, it's dependence. When something becomes stronger than your will, you lose identity. You no longer choose, you react. You no longer enjoy, you consume. And the more you do it, the weaker you become. That's why eliminating vices is not a punishment, it's a liberation. It's a silent declaration of power. I no longer need anything to feel complete. That phrase, when it's real, sets you apart from the rest. Because the world is full of people who live addicted to something without realizing it. Breaking a vice is not achieved with brute force, but with awareness. First, you must recognize it without excuses. Ask yourself what void you're trying to fill. Maybe you use distraction to avoid thinking, noise to avoid feeling, or consumption to avoid facing silence. But every time you choose to postpone your freedom, the vice grows. And every time you face it, even if you fail, you become stronger. Don't expect to feel ready to give up what gives you immediate pleasure. No one feels prepared to let go of their anesthesia. You do it by decision, not by emotion. Start by reducing, by resisting a little more, by regaining control over your impulse. At first it hurts, because your mind will beg you to return to the familiar. But if you hold on, you reach the point where you no longer need it. And that moment is one of the most powerful in your life. Each day without your vice is an invisible victory. You don't realize it, but your mind strengthens, your focus improves, and your energy multiplies. You start to think clearly, move with intention, act without the weight of dependence. Inner strength is built when you prove to yourself that you can dominate what once dominated you. And the best part is this: when you eliminate a vice, you not only free yourself from a habit, you free yourself from a weaker version of yourself. You stop seeking comfort in the easy and start finding pleasure in discipline, satisfaction in control, pride in resistance. Freedom is not in doing what you want, but in not needing what destroys you. From today on, ask yourself this question before each impulse: does this control me, or do I control it? If the answer doesn't make you feel at peace, you know what you have to do. Because true power is not in obtaining more, but in needing less. When you achieve that, you will have eliminated not only your vices, but everything that made you weak. That's where true strength begins. 4. Face your truth. Most people run from themselves. They take refuge in distractions, excuses, or appearances because facing the truth hurts. It hurts to recognize that much of the suffering you experience does not come from the world, but from you. It hurts to accept that you have been an accomplice to your own stagnation, that many times others did not fail you, but your lack of character did. But if you do not face this truth, you will never awaken. You cannot build a new version of yourself on the lies with which you protect yourself. The truth does not always present itself with elegance. Sometimes it arrives as a dry blow, as an uncomfortable silence, or as a deep fatigue that makes you say, "I can no longer continue like this." That moment is the breaking point, the instant where your soul decides it has had enough and demands sincerity. It's not about blaming yourself, it's about seeing yourself without filters. To stop making excuses for what you already know, you need to change. Facing your truth is looking at yourself in the mirror and admitting that there are parts of you that do not live up to what you say you want. That you lack discipline, that you lack coherence, that you have betrayed yourself in silence just to please, fit in, or not lose. And that does not make you weak, it makes you human. The mistake is in continuing to deny it. Because the more you hide from yourself, the further you move away from your power. The truth does not seek to humiliate you, it seeks to liberate you. It is the mirror that destroys illusions, but reveals the essence. Only when you accept who you really are can you decide who you want to become. Until then, any change is a temporary mask. That's why the same problems return, the same patterns repeat, and the same fears hold you back. Because you cannot heal what you are not willing to look at. Be brutally honest with yourself. Ask yourself what you are afraid to admit. Perhaps that you are not giving your 100%. Perhaps that you are in a place where you no longer grow, surrounded by people who do not inspire you. Perhaps that you continue to justify habits that are slowly killing you. Do not deny it. Write it down, look at it, accept it. Only what is accepted can be transformed. Most people want to change without touching the truth because it hurts. But pain is not the enemy. It is purification. Every time you face what you fear to see, you free yourself from a layer of weakness. Every tear, every night of doubt, every moment of sincerity with yourself is a step towards real strength. Because the truth hurts once, but the lie kills you every day. When you finally accept it, something incredible happens. The mind calms down. You no longer need to pretend, compete, or prove anything. You no longer justify yourself to anyone. You simply are. That authenticity becomes power. It is the basis of true transformation, the one that does not need applause or validation. From today, stop disguising yourself with speeches and start living with truth. If something hurts you, admit it. If something doesn't work, change it. If something takes you away from who you are, let it go. Facing your truth is not losing, it is regaining control of your life. Because only those who dare to see themselves completely, with lights and shadows, can rebuild themselves from the essence. The truth does not destroy, it cleanses. It does not take away your strength, it gives you back your soul. And when you learn to live with it, nothing and no one can deceive you again. 5. Act today. Nothing changes until you act. You can read all the books, watch all the videos, repeat all the motivational phrases in the world, but if you do nothing with that, you remain at the same point. Action is what separates the dreamer from the one who progresses. And the truth is that most people don't lack knowledge, but rather have an excess of procrastination. They wait to feel ready, to have more time, more energy, or more confidence, and that more never comes. Each day you wait, you're regressing without realizing it. Acting today is to challenge that part of your mind that keeps telling you tomorrow will be better. That phrase has destroyed more dreams than fear itself. Tomorrow you won't have more courage, just more excuses. The ideal moment does not exist. The only real thing is the present, and if you don't use it, you lose it. Life does not reward those who plan, it rewards those who move. So every time you doubt, take a step. A small one, but real. Because action generates direction, and direction gets you out of the mental stagnation where your frustrations are born. The problem is that inaction also becomes a habit. You get used to thinking a lot and doing little. You become a spectator of your own life, watching from the comfort while others dare. But if you wait for motivation to push you, you'll be waiting forever. You don't act because you're motivated. You get motivated because you act. The impulse comes after the movement, never before. The Stoics said that life is short, but we shorten it more by not living it with intention. How many times have you said you were going to start, and you didn't? How many broken promises do you owe yourself? How many times did you swear that now, yes, you would change, and you gave up on the third day? Discipline is not about feeling good. It's about doing the right thing, even when you don't feel like it. That's the difference between those who achieve and those who just try. Start today. You don't need to have everything clear. You just need to begin. Maybe you'll fail. Maybe you'll make mistakes. But movement will teach you more than 1,000 hours of thought. The path reveals itself as you walk. Don't fear moving slow. Fear standing still. Because inertia kills more dreams than failure. When you do something today, even if it's small, the universe adjusts, your mind gets organized, and your confidence grows. Action feeds faith. The one who acts strengthens. The one who waits weakens. Don't look for the perfect moment. Look for coherence with your purpose. If you know what you have to do, do it. Don't give more time to fear or more space to doubt. Because every day that passes without action is a vote in favor of the life you don't want to live. Acting today is not an option, it's a duty to yourself. It's not about speed, but decision. It's about sending yourself the most powerful message there is: I won't stop anymore. Every step you take, every action you choose, every effort you make when no one sees you, is building the version of you that you always wanted to be. So do it. Not tomorrow, not when everything is aligned, not when you feel motivated. Do it now. Because when you finish reading this, the difference between your old self and the new one will be simple. One thought, the other acted. 6. Cut the negative. There are people, places, and thoughts that no longer deserve to be part of your life. Not because you hate them, but because they no longer vibrate with your growth. Keeping what drains you is like trying to run with a stone tied to your ankle. Every day you feel the weight, but you convince yourself that you can bear it. Until one day you realize that enduring is not the same as moving forward. And there comes the hardest moment: cutting. Not out of resentment, but out of clarity. Cutting the negative does not mean becoming cold or insensitive, but protecting your energy as the most valuable resource you have. Because every empty conversation, every charged environment, every bond that demands more than it contributes is stealing your presence. Negativity does not always scream. Sometimes it disguises itself as affection, habit, or guilt. But if after seeing someone you feel exhaustion instead of peace, you already have your answer. It is not your responsibility to heal what does not want to heal. The environment can be a mirror or a trap. If you surround yourself with complainers, you end up seeing life from complaint. If you surround yourself with those who move forward, they infect you with their drive. Energy is imitated, and you decide what frequency you absorb. Therefore, if you seek mental peace and inner strength, cut what sabotages your growth, even if it hurts. Sometimes it hurts more to stay than to let go. Also cut the thoughts that sabotage you. The internal voices that repeat, you can't, you're not good enough, it's not the time. They are not truths, they are wounds speaking. And as long as you listen to them, you will continue to act from weakness. Begin to replace each limiting thought with an affirmation of power. Don't expect the mind to change on its own. Discipline it. It's the most powerful tool, but also the most dangerous when you do not control it. Negativity also hides in habits that seem harmless. Spending hours on social networks, comparing yourself, consuming news that only generates fear, surrounding yourself with people who compete in misery. All of this programs your mind for chaos. You cannot have clarity if you feed on noise. Clean your environment, clean your conversations, and clean your thoughts. What you tolerate multiplies, and what you eliminate opens space for what really matters. Cutting the negative is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of respect towards your purpose. Every time you say no to what diverts you, you're saying yes to your balance. People may not understand it, but you don't need their approval. Inner peace is not negotiable. Whoever does not respect your boundaries shows why they need to be part of the past. And do not forget something essential. The negative is not always outside. Sometimes it's you with your lack of order, with your excuses, or with the way you talk about yourself. Learn to observe yourself without judgment, but with firmness. If something in you is draining your energy, correct it. Do not punish yourself, but do not justify yourself either. When you cut the negative, something powerful happens. Your mind clears, your energy rises, and your path clears. Not because life becomes perfect, but because now you walk without burdens. What used to hold you back no longer has power. And that freedom you feel, that lightness, is the sign that you are returning to yourself. Because greatness is not built by adding more, but by eliminating what is superfluous. 7. Keep calm. Nothing demonstrates power more than keeping calm when everything seems to be falling apart. Most people lose control at the first sign of chaos. They shout blame, despair, or give up. But those who have learned to keep calm become unshakable. Not because they don't feel, but because they understand that reacting with anger or fear never solves anything. In the silence of the serene mind, the decisions that truly change destiny are made. Calm is not passivity, it's mastery. It's the ability to maintain internal control even when the outside world becomes unpredictable. It's the result of a trained mind, of a mental discipline that doesn't get carried away by impulse. While others drown in the storm, you choose to be the calm water that observes how everything settles without breaking its course. That's power. That's greatness. Keeping calm is not achieved overnight. It's trained. It's built every time you stop before reacting, every time you decide not to respond from anger, every time you choose to observe before judging. In those seconds of pause, the difference between the one who masters his mind and the one who is dominated by it is defined. It's not weakness to restrain oneself, it's strategy. When you lose your calm, you lose control. You say things you didn't want to say, you do what you didn't want to do, and then you regret it. But when you keep it, you can see what others can't. Calm gives you perspective. It allows you to act with precision, not with desperation. It teaches you that you don't need to shout to be heard or show strength for others to recognize it. Authentic serenity is perceived without words. Don't let anything or anyone steal your center. Life is going to test you over and over again. It's going to provoke you with injustices, with losses, with people who will want to unsettle you. But if you manage to keep calm, you win, because nothing can manipulate those who don't react. You can lose money, relationships, or stability, but if you don't lose your calm, you can rebuild everything. A peaceful mind is an invincible weapon. Practice calm in everyday life. When someone interrupts you, when something goes wrong, when things don't go according to your plans, breathe. Don't give your energy to what doesn't deserve your attention. Every time you choose control over chaos, you become stronger. Calm is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the more it protects you. Serene doesn't mean indifferent. It means conscious. It means understanding that not everything deserves a reaction, that not every problem requires your anxiety. Sometimes the best response is silence. The best defense is patience, and the best revenge is your tranquility. Those who want to see you upset are looking for your weakness. Don't give them that pleasure. Let your calm be what confuses them the most. Serenity also gives you clarity. From it, you can see solutions that you couldn't see before because you were blinded by emotion. Calm doesn't eliminate problems, but it allows you to face them with surgical precision. It's the state of the wise warrior, the one who doesn't rush, the one who chooses the right moment to act. From today, make calm your shield. Don't let external circumstances define your internal state. If you manage to stay at peace in the midst of noise, you will have mastered the most difficult art of all, that of controlling your mind. Because whoever masters their calm, masters their destiny. And when you reach that point, you'll understand that true power is not moving mountains, but remaining still while the world trembles around you. 8. Reinvent yourself. There comes a time in life when remaining the same no longer makes sense. Not because what you were was bad, but because it no longer fits with the person you are becoming. Reinvention is not an escape, it's a rebirth. It's looking at what you've been with honesty and consciously deciding what parts to keep and which ones to let die. Because growing also involves letting go of identities, habits, beliefs, and versions of you that have already fulfilled their function. Reinventing yourself doesn't mean changing on the outside. It means transforming on the inside. It means to stop acting on autopilot and start living with intention. Each day is an opportunity to write a new story, but you keep repeating the same chapter because you're afraid to close the previous one. Fear of change is not fear of the new, it's attachment to the old. You cling to what you know even when it hurts because it gives you a false sense of security. But real growth doesn't occur in comfort, it occurs in uncertainty. The first step to reinvent yourself is to accept that you are no longer the same, that what served you before now limits you, that the people you identified with no longer reflect who you are, that the dreams that moved you years ago no longer resonate with your present. This acceptance hurts, but it also liberates. Because when you understand that you can start over, that nothing is written, fear becomes possibility. Reinvention is an act of courage. It's taking control of your story without asking for permission. It's becoming a learner again, recognizing that you don't know everything and daring to explore from scratch. It involves failing without fear, learning without pride, and moving forward without the need for approval. Those who reinvent themselves are not looking to please, they seek to be consistent. They prefer to be authentic rather than accepted. In this process, silence will be your ally. While others talk about what they want to be, you work in silence to become it. While others pretend to have everything clear, you dare to rebuild yourself step by step. You don't need to announce your change. The results will speak for you. There will be those who don't understand, those who criticize you or try to remind you of who you were. Let them. Their vision belongs to your past, not your future. Reinventing yourself also involves forgiving yourself. Stop punishing yourself for the old versions that didn't know what you now know. You can't move forward if you keep carrying the guilt of your mistakes. Each failure was part of the learning that brought you here. Thank those versions of you, but don't live anchored to them. Close the door on them with gratitude and keep walking. And remember something important: reinvention doesn't happen just once. It's a constant process. Each stage of your life will ask for a new version of you. If you resist, you will suffer. If you flow, you will grow. Changing is not losing yourself, it's finding yourself again, wiser, stronger, more aware. So stop waiting for life to push you. Be the one to take the step. Create the version of you that you've always imagined, even if your soul trembles in doing so. You don't need guarantees, just determination. Because those who have the courage to reinvent themselves stop surviving and start living. When you dare to do it, the past no longer defines you. Fear stops commanding, and the opinion of others becomes distant noise. You become someone new, not because of what you appear to be, but because of the serenity with which you walk. And there, in that silence where your new version is born, you will discover what you've always been, someone capable of transforming without losing their essence. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. If you watched the whole thing, comment "I am Stoic" as our secret signal to know that you're a true student of Stoicism. Don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like if you enjoyed it. See you in the next video, and remember, keep cultivating your Stoic mind.